Efforts are underway to clean up a major oil spill in Manila Bay following the sinking of a tanker in rough seas after the Philippines was lashed by Typhoon Gamy. The MT Terra Nova was carrying about 1.4 million litres of industrial fuel when it was struck by a huge wave. Jefferson Chua is from Greenpeace, Philippines, and he joins us now from Manila. Jefferson, hi there. How big is the slick from this tanker?
So far, the authorities have said that it's around 3.7 kilometers long. The reality now is that it's not so sure yet if it's from the actual fuel of the ship or the cargo, which is the more critical one, the 1.4 million liters of industrial fuel. So this today we'll be knowing more about the situation from the authorities, but the situation does look grim, especially since the weather hasn't gone better.
Right, so there are people on site now assessing, are there?
Yes, there is. The president is also has been briefed with the situation, and the environmental minister is also going on site to perform assessments on the situation.
And now there are ways to contain slicks or try to contain them. How is that progressing, especially as you say, the weather isn't improving?
The Coast Guard is saying that they really have to wait for the weather to turn up well. Although there are hopeful signs, the ship has sunk around 34 meters below the sea, which makes it relatively shallow for recovery and plugging operations from the Coast Guard. Notwithstanding, the slick is observed right now, and it's currently, extending far from where it's coming from, and it really threatens some of our communities in Bataan who have already gone through extensive flooding from the typhoon.
Yeah, what sort of threat is there to communities? Is the slick heading towards the land?
Right. So the currents right now are projected to go north and northeast, which means that Manila actually is at the crosshairs of this slick. Although because of its proximity to communities in Bataan, which is around 5 kilometers away from where the slick is, we can expect impacts in biodiversity, impacts in fisheries. We've been told that some of our partners have been forbidden from journeying out to the sea because of the toxic oil being present.
Gosh, what sort of preparations can you make? Is there anything you can do along that stretch of coastline to mitigate some of the damage?
The Coast Guard is really doing its best in trying to plug the slick. But the fact remains, that there is already something present with the oil on the sea, and the best that communities can really do right now is to stay away from the shore. We know that oil is toxic, and it gets out of the environment in a very long time. So it really needs to be urgent with the response of the Coast Guard and the authorities in the local areas.
What is the impact on sea life and bird life?
Right. There are multiple studies that show that oil, once it gets into the system of a lot of our marine life, affects reproductivity rates. And the scary thing with oil spills like this is that you will only see the impacts years from now. And this will invariably affect not only the marine life, but also the livelihoods, where a lot of these areas are rich fishing grounds for our communities in Bataan.
Jefferson, as I said, you're in Manila. How was it when Gamy came through?
Right. So my room got flooded. It's been really horrible in Manila. We have been comparing it to Ketsana in 2009, which was really historic in terms of the floods. And because of the effects of this typhoon really amplifying the monsoons, it has really caused extensive flooding, not only in Manila, but also in other parts of the Philippines. So you could say that it's really one of the more consequential typhoons for this year, especially now that we're facing a La Nina season, which will result in more rains and more wet weather in the coming months for us.
Jefferson Chua from Greenpeace, thank you.
Thank you.